Tonight on Fox 4 News at 10, police in Arcadia are looking for information about a shooting that caused chaos at the county fair. We have new footage from the scene and descriptions of people police want to talk to.
Driving all the way out to nearly the airport just to get your mail.
And people on Sanibel won't have to cross that bridge to get their mail anymore, when you can expect to see a temporary mail facility on the island. Plus, we're recognizing a special group of veterans today, how one American Legion chapter recognized faith leaders who fought for our country.
Live from Southwest Florida, you're watching Fox 4 News at 10.
Thank you so much for joining us for Fox 4 News at 10 o'clock. I'm Elise Chingari. Developing now, a crash along Pine Island Road and Cape Coral. Police Department is asking residents to avoid the area there of Northeast and Pine Island Road. What we know right now is Cape Coral Police Department says this is a vehicle versus motorcycle crash. Traffic homicide is that's the unit that's working the crash. That does not mean it's a homicide, though, as unknown patient condition is at this time. However, that unit only responds when it's a severe crash. Now, CCPD says this happened around 7 o'clock tonight. One eastbound lane is closed. It's still closed at this time. All westbound traffic lanes remain open at this time. No word yet on what exactly caused that crash. Again, police are asking you, residents, to seek an alternate route. And now let's bring in Fox 4 meteorologist Andrew Shipley, because, Andrew, you're tracking some developing news out of Turkey tonight. Andrew, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake actually hit the eastern portion of the country about an hour ago. What can you tell us?
Yeah, that's right, Elise. A 7.8 magnitude earthquake happened about 4:17 local time, followed by 11 minutes later, a 6.7 magnitude aftershock. And this is right between southern Turkey and the northern border of Syria. From a strike slip fault, and you can see a number of aftershocks in and around that area. And this area is actually relatively quiet seismically. The last time they had a 7 magnitude earthquake, that was 1822, and that killed 20,000 to 60,000 people at the time. So still a lot of new information coming out of this, and obviously we will follow that as we move forward through the night and in towards the next couple of days. Locally, though, pretty quiet here across Southwest Florida, but we did see some rain earlier today, especially for our friends out towards the Miami area. Saw over 8 inches of rain down there, record rainfall, but just a few of us saw some rain out in Lewiston, Moorhaven, and then into Collier County today. But hey, it's dry season. We'll take what we can get. In terms of high temperatures today, back into the 80s, reached 82 Fort Myers, 84 down in Naples today. And speaking of temperatures, still in the low 70s at this time, 72 right now in Fort Myers. But we will see those temperatures cool into the lower 60s here tonight. But still another beautiful day tomorrow, low 80s and plenty of sunshine in the forecast.
Andrew, thank you so much. So this is new into our Fox 4 newsroom tonight. We have more footage from people at the Desoto County Fair who were caught in that chaos when those shots rang out last night. So you're looking at video from a Fox 4 viewer. You can see here people were huddled on the ground for quite some time as law enforcement responded to calls about a shooting. You can imagine how scary the situation was for families there. The Desoto County Sheriff's Office says one person was shot and killed during the incident. Now, it happened here at the Desoto County Fairgrounds around 9 p.m. Now, both the Arcadia Police Department and the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office say it was an isolated incident, but now they have more leads in the case. Police say they're looking for 3 people who they say may have information about the shooting that took place. Take a look at your screen. The Arcadia Police Department put this photo out tonight. They say they're looking for a young Hispanic female wearing a black jacket and light jeans, a male subject with a light shirt and shorts, and an adult male who may have a beard. At the moment, these people are not suspects, but police do believe they have information about the shooting. Police say if you have any information about that shooting, to contact the department at the number that you see right there across your screen. That number, 863-494-2222. And they want you to remember that you can actually remain anonymous as well, or you could head over to the Arcadia Police Department if you're more comfortable doing that and telling them that information in person. You can find all this information on our website, fox4now.com. fox4now.com. And police say they do believe, again, that this is an isolated incident, but out of caution, fair organizers have closed the fair today. This is the second incident of gun-related violence in the past week in Desoto County. Fox 4 told you earlier this week that Desoto County Sheriff's deputies arrested 2 teenagers and charged them with attempted murder in connection with a drive-by shooting that left 1 victim in the hospital with serious injuries to their back and spine. We're continuing to follow both of these developing stories. And of course, as always, we'll update you on air and online as we learn more. Also tonight, where's Harriet? That's the question people all across Southwest Florida are asking tonight. Harriet, I'm sure a lot of you know, of course, the eagle that gave birth to 2 babies back in December, well, left the nest Thursday afternoon. It was caught on camera. Pritchett family and official Southwest Florida Eagle Cam, well, they haven't seen her since. They've confirmed this. Now, the Eagle Cam moderator team came out with a statement today. They say they hope many of you here in Southwest Florida are trying to keep an eye out for Harriet. If you see or find any injured wildlife, please contact the Clinic for the Rehabilitation of Wildlife, or FWC, immediately. You're looking live at the Eagle Cam right now tonight. M15 has been protecting his young and has even managed to bring food to the nest. Now, he isn't used to not having a mate to take care of the young. He's used to having his own time away from the nest, and it's amazing how he has quickly changed that behavior. We're also being told at this age it's very difficult for one eagle to raise the young alone. The camera moderating team says they know emotions are high and the outcome of our beloved eagle family is uncertain. Please be assured that we all want the best outcome for that family, but we need to remember the final outcome as to what will be done rests with the proper authorities. Of course, we'll continue to update you as we learn more.
A bridge was built in a matter of days. Post office, 4 months. We need it out here, and we need it now.
Mayor and city leaders have been working hard to get a post office back on the island there, and all that hard work is starting to pay off, as tomorrow they will no longer have to drive all the way across that bridge to Fort Myers to pick up their mail. I know when I've been on Sanibel Island, people have told me how just frustrating that's been. Fox 4's Brianna Brownlee went to the island today to see how residents feel about mail pickup happening closer to their home.
Another step forward of progress for residents here on Sanibel Island as a temporary post office is set to open. And when speaking with residents, they tell me they are happy they no longer have to make that drive to Fort Myers.
Julie Griezak is the general manager of the Timbers restaurant in the Sanibel Grill, and like many on the island,
Driving all the way out to nearly the airport just to get your mail.
she will have to make that long haul all the way to Fort Myers just to pick up her mail.
Especially for us that live further in the island, just even, going over the bridge can take, 30 to 40 minutes depending on traffic. And then once you get in town, that's a whole another set of traffic that you would have to battle through.
Luckily for Julie, that 30 to 40 minute drive will now be reduced, with the Sanibel temporary post office opening right across the street from her business, right here on Tarpon Bay Road.
It's going to be great, and including dropping off mail, because that was another thing. You just had a letter or something you had to drop off. You had to wait till you headed in town.
And using that as comfort, she says this small step of progress is a big win.
Because it's been months and months. We've all worked so hard and worked together to, build our island. And yes, there's a lot more to come, but baby steps.
Remember, the temporary post office is set to open this Monday. If you need a recap, I'll have all that information for you right now on fox4now.com. From Sanibel, Brianna Brownlee, Fox 4.
Bree, thank you so much. Plus, more signs of progress at the Sanibel School as it's set to reopen this week. The K through 8th grade school has been closed, of course, since Hurricane Ian, but this Wednesday will welcome students back to class. And another follow-up as people in St. James City are jumping to help rebuild a church that was devastated from Hurricane Ian. Several companies are donating pressure washers and vacuums to the church to help First Baptist Church there in St. James City rebuild. First Baptist Church's pastor says they're using those donations to clean up the worship space. And they say they're getting closer with the help of you, the community. Also happening, Europe has imposed a ban on Russian diesel fuel and other refined oil products. The countries on the European continent have said they don't want to be dependent on Moscow for energy, and they want to cut into the money to make selling fossil fuels as punishment for its invasion of Ukraine. The group of 7 allied democracies has also set a price cap on Russian oil. Their goal is to allow Russian diesel to keep flowing to countries like China and India to avoid the price spike that would occur if those countries were also competing for oil on the worldwide market. And with the ever-changing situation involving gas internationally, we're keeping an eye on prices right here in our state of Florida. So here in Southwest Florida, we are very close to that national average of $3.47 a gallon. If you live in Charlotte County, then you are paying the least amount for gas in our viewing area at just $3.46. In Lee County, you are paying just a cent higher than the national average at $3.48. And in Collier County, you're paying an average of $3.58. Well, still here on Fox 4 News, Southwest is changing its rules for pilots that could make it easier for people to get a job. Why they say they're changing regulations. And we're learning more about the disappearance of a Lyft driver from West Palm Beach and the connection to a car chase in North Carolina. What we know right now about a man now facing charges.
I got another beautiful day tomorrow. Looking to get out in the boat, looking at seas 1 foot or less. Light chop, Gulf temperature 72 degrees. I'll break down how long the warm weather stays with us. That coming up.
Welcome back. Well, Southwest Airlines is reportedly reducing the minimum requirements it sets for hiring their pilots. That's according to a report in the Wall Street Journal. Now, the newspaper says Southwest requires applicants for its pilot positions to have spent at least 1,000 hours flying jets and other turbine-powered planes. But the Journal says Southwest will be considering candidates with fewer hours. The airline says the change is still in line with FAA requirements. It will reportedly take effect on Tuesday. Now, the Journal says Southwest plans to hire 1,700 pilots this year. Well, this is pretty hard to believe, but nearly 25 million children in the United States can't read proficiently, meaning they aren't where they need to be for their grade level. Now, that impacts everything from their education to their social life. And we here at Fox 4, well, we're proud to be a part of our If You Give a Child a Book campaign. Our goal is to provide all children, including those who cannot afford them, free books. Chris Conti introduces us to a young author trying to make a difference by inspiring not only people here in Southwest Florida, but across our country.
I'm just doing some stretches.
Attention to detail, both in life and in dance.
Leaning forward just a little.
Attention to detail.
Snap, snap.
It's what has spun Belen Woodard's life
Nice.
into something grand.
I'm 12 years old, I'm in 7th grade, and I live in Northern Virginia.
When Belen was in 3rd grade, she was coloring with some friends.
I heard people calling the skin color, or peach, the skin color crayon. I decided I was feeling a bit confused, and I was just wondering why, because I knew that there was more than one skin color. And so I decided to, once I went home, I decided to talk to my mom about it, and she told me next time to maybe hand over the brown crayon, because our skin color is brown, and she was saying how if they want to hand over the peach crayon, then maybe we should hand over the brown crayon. But I knew if I didn't like being handed over the peach crayon, no one would like being handed the brown crayon if that wasn't what they wanted. And so I told her next time I'm actually going to ask what color they want, because it could be a number of any different beautiful colors. And that's what I did once I went back to school. And my teacher actually started hearing me saying that, and so then she started using it, and then eventually my whole classroom, and then eventually my whole school.
Thus began this young girl's quest for social justice.
I wasn't the only one hearing this problem. I learned that even people, like even seniors, remember back when they were younger, remember hearing this.
In 2020, with the help of her family, Belen rolled out More Than Peach crayons.
All the crayons are named after natural landmarks.
Her goal, to give kids a choice for skin color crayons.
I hope that it inspires the kids to have conversations about just really making sure that everyone feels welcome and safe in their classrooms.
But Belen did not stop with coloring.
Belen Woodard, More Than Peach.
This 12-year-old is now a published author.
Does anyone have the skin color crayon? I explained that even though the question puzzles me, I always pass the peach crayon.
Having written the best-selling book, More Than Peach, which tells the story of how she created the crayons.
Just a lot of people can relate to it. Hold on, there's a lot back here.
There's even a section in the back of the book to help kids get started on their own social justice movement.
I think it's just really inspiring people, just as people in general, and to just make sure they're being empathetic, gently, knowingly, trying to change the language.
And this 7th grader has just added a new accolade to her lengthy resume.
They can be any number of beautiful colors.
More Than Peach was selected as this year's official Read Aloud book for the Scripps Howard Fund's If You Give a Child a Book initiative. EW Scripps is the company that owns this channel. Since 2016, the If You Give a Child a Book campaign has tried to get as many books as possible into the hands of kids who otherwise can't afford them.
I had been the spark, and now my whole classroom is lit up.
As for Belen, she's in the process of writing her next book.
It's just really surprising to see how far I've come.
Power push. There you go.
Much like dance, she's learned some of the most important lessons in life.
Much more than peach.
Come from paying attention to some of the finest details.
I think that I'm definitely doing something to help change the world, one crayon at a time.
Chris Conti, Scripps News, Leesburg, Virginia.
And Fox 4 is committed to this program. We're working on our campaign for the year right now. You can learn more about past book distributions and what you can look forward to on our website. Just head to fox4now.com. And joining us now is Fox 4 meteorologist Andrew Shipley to get a look at your forecast on this Sunday night. Of course, tomorrow's Monday. People want to kick off their week, want to know what the weather's going to look like.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Elise, more like
For my
today.
birthday.
It is your birthday. You know what? Happy birthday. A little early. We got another hour here, so let's don't get ahead of ourselves.
Right?
It will be nice and warm. You can go tanning and all that other fun stuff on your birthday here. But it's going to be a great day for the folks even heading off to work. What we are looking at right now, partly cloudy skies across the area as we take a look across the Caloosahatchee. 72 degrees, so still a bit on the mild side with those east winds at about 8 miles an hour at this hour. But take a look at the next couple hours as we cool things down into the mid-60s or by 4 o'clock. You do expect partly cloudy skies becoming mostly clear here overnight. We're also going to be looking at a little bit of patchy fog. I'm not expecting anything widespread as we head in towards the morning hours, but just can't rule it out completely. So just something to keep an eye as we head into towards the morning hours, you see that visibility kind of drops off there as we get closer towards about daybreak. Most of that going to be towards our northern locations, say DeSoto County, Glades County, Hendry County, and even in Charlotte County for us. But once that lifts, we do expect mostly sunny skies, highs right around 81 degrees. Fort Myers, 82 there in Naples, Englewood, 79 and 77 out in Calusa. And let's walk you through the day here as we are looking at, again, once the fog lifts, sunny skies. That continues through the day, but northeast winds keeps that humidity down for you on your Monday. Now, as you roll into Tuesday, you will notice those winds shift more out of the east. We're still going to see plenty of sunshine, but over the next couple of days, we see that wind shift from the northeast to the east and then back out of the south over the next couple of days. So what does that mean for us? Well, increasing humidity. Take a look at the muggy meter. So down in the refreshing zone Monday, Tuesday, and you see it slowly moves back up into that tolerable zone as we get in towards your Friday. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to start to look at those rain chances returning as we get into the afternoon hour, especially Thursday, 20% chance, just a few isolated showers. And then Friday, out ahead of a cold front, we could see some additional shower activity, and that cold front is something I will be watching a little bit closer for us because it does look like a bigger cool down heading into next weekend. So let me walk you through this here. This is Thursday afternoon. You see a little bit of shower activity across southwest Florida for us, so we will be watching that. One front slides to the north of us, and then another front moves on through as we get in towards Friday afternoon into Saturday. This is going to bring us another chance of some showers, possibly some storms as we get in towards your Saturday. But once that pushes on through, high pressure builds back in, and we cool those temperatures off. So in the meantime, I'm expecting plenty of sunshine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday and Friday for the most part as we warm those temperatures up into the mid 80s there by Thursday, and then that front rolls in Friday night into Saturday. That's where we see that drop off in the temperatures. 72 degrees there on Saturday, getting down to 47 at night, and then Sunday looking rather dry, sunny skies right around 71 degrees, but definitely a nice little break of things as we roll in to next weekend, Elise.
Thank you, Andrew. Well, coming up here on Fox 4 News, the Chinese balloon seen hovering over the United States this week has been shot down, and Chinese officials say they're not happy. We'll bring you an update on the ongoing tense situation and what our lawmakers have to say about the decision to stop what some people say is a spying device. Welcome back. Well, the Pentagon is calling it a spy balloon, and it's been shot down in U.S. airspace, and China isn't happy. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson is at the White House with more on the tension between the two nations.
A short time ago, the U.S. military's Northern Command put out a statement saying the U.S. Navy has begun the recovery process after that Chinese spy balloon was shot down off the coast of South Carolina. The U.S. Navy has 3 warships in the area, scouring a 7-mile-wide debris field in 47 feet of water. Now, earlier on Fox News Sunday, Senator Tom Cotton says that Chinese spy balloon should have been shot down over the Aleutian Islands when it entered U.S. airspace in Alaska.
What began as a spy balloon has become a trial balloon, testing President Biden's strength and resolve, and unfortunately, the president failed that test.
It's the first recorded air-to-air kill for the U.S. Air Force's F-22 Raptor, which entered service in 2005. It's also not the first time a Chinese spy balloon has been sent to American shores. 2 U.S. officials tell Fox a similar spy balloon crashed down in the Pacific off the coast of Hawaii 4 months ago. That incident had not been previously reported. The Pentagon says 3 other Chinese spy balloons crossed into the continental United States during the Trump administration, something the former president and his top aides refuted. A senior Biden administration official now tells Fox they learned about these flights after Trump left office without providing any evidence. Here's Trump's former director of national intelligence, John Ratcliffe, on Sunday Morning Futures.
Do you remember during the Trump administration when photographers on the ground and commercial airline pilots were talking about a spy balloon over the United States that people could look up and see even with the naked eye, and that a media that hated Donald Trump wasn't reporting? I don't remember that either because it didn't happen. As I said to you earlier, this was unprecedented.
President Biden is in Camp David putting the finishing touches on his State of the Union address. Many White House officials are relieved tonight that that Chinese spy balloon was shot down and is not still floating over the United States when President Biden takes to the podium at the Capitol on Tuesday night. At the White House, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
Fox 4 is following this story and its impact on relations between China and, of course, the United States. Well, still ahead, Disney World workers are rejecting a proposal from the happiest place on earth. We'll break down what the contract would have given workers and what this means for
Live from Southwest Florida, you're watching Fox 4 News at
We're all
10.
worried. We all look at the news hoping for a good report. Yeah, hoping that last night was the worst it'll get.
Well, family and friends of a Florida Lyft driver praying for news in the 74-year-old driver's disappearance. Gabe 11 was missing a week ago after his family says he went to pick up someone in Okeechobee. So a week later, his car was found in North Carolina and another man was behind the wheel. Dave Bowman with our Scripps station WPTV in West Palm Beach says that man, Matthew Flores, is now facing charges.
Attack 5 has been checking the prison records of Matthew Flores, the man who deputies say they caught after a high-speed chase driving the rideshare car of Gary Levin. Well, it turns out Flores has done 2 prison stints, including one for crimes committed in 2020 right here in Hendersonville, North Carolina. No one is saying if these officers talked with Flores or if they received information that could tell them just what happened to the 74-year-old rideshare driver from Palm Beach Gardens.
Basically, I can't elaborate on the investigation. I will tell you it's an active investigation, and our officers were actually working side to side with them to make sure, the investigation is properly conducted. Rutherford County Sheriff Aaron Ellenberg says Levin's Kia Stinger remains in an undisclosed location. It could soon be shipped back to Florida. We're also learning more on why Flores allegedly fled to western North Carolina. Records show Flores' relatives once lived in this home, now boarded up, and right across from the Hendersonville police station. In court Friday, Flores said he was headed to Hendersonville to turn himself in on a probation violation. Court files show he was arrested in October 2020 for hitting a police officer with his car, then speeding off. Police caught Flores in an adjacent county, and after his arrest, he served 1 year and 7 months on drug and assault charges. Flores was released from prison last May. Police say he shot and killed a man in Central Florida last week, which is why Sheriff Ellenberg believes Flores will be sent to Florida soon. He's been charged flee to elude here, which has nothing that compares to what he's been charged with in Florida. Right now, Matthew Flores is scheduled to be in court in a little more than 2 weeks to face the charges from the high-speed chase here in North Carolina. But Sheriff Ellenberg says there is a very good chance that in a much sooner period of time, an extradition hearing will be scheduled so that Flores can be sent back to Florida to face the murder charges in Wauchula and any other potential charges that stem from the disappearance of Gary Levin.
Well, Fox 4 is following this developing story. We'll bring you updates on air and online at fox4now.com. And a Fort Myers man was arrested by the FBI in Tennessee for transporting a minor across state lines with intent to engage in sexual activity. So the FBI arrested Christopher Brewy on February 1st, according to the Missouri Police Department. They received a report of a missing 14-year-old girl. During their investigation, they were able to access her Snapchat account. That's where they found messages between her and Brewy. He discussed picking her up and getting married to her. Police in Missouri tracked down his license plate to Tennessee. That's where police later found him in a hotel with the minor. He later admitted to engaging in intercourse with the minor. A trial date will be set later this year. And a crash happened in Hardee County on Saturday morning, leaving one driver dead. It happened on State Road 64. It was a 2-vehicle crash, according to Florida Highway Patrol. FHP says the first vehicle was traveling west on State Road 64 and crossed the center line, crashing into the second vehicle that was traveling east. The driver of the first vehicle was pronounced dead there on scene. Officials say no other injuries occurred. And Iowa is out and will no longer go first in choosing a new Democratic Party for candidate for president. The state has gone first since 1972, but the Democratic National Committee changed course Saturday and has tapped South Carolina to lead the process. As Bo Bowman shows us, the decision is not sitting well for some political leaders and longtime residents of that state.
The ayes have it, and the report on the Rules and Bylaws Committee has been adopted.
With that bang of the gavel, the Democratic National Committee Chairman Jamie Harrison announced Saturday a new presidential nominating calendar, knocking Iowa out of its first-in-the-nation spot. Democrats say they want diverse voices to be heard earlier in the presidential nominating process.
Folks, the Democratic Party looks like America, and so does this proposal.
Democrats cannot forget about entire groups of voters in the heart of the Midwest without doing significant damage to the party.
The Iowa Democratic Party's new chairwoman, Rita Hart, told the DNC this would leave a huge chunk of rural voters behind.
I just feel like we're getting shortchanged there.
Iowans say they're not necessarily surprised, but are disappointed to lose the national spotlight and a direct route to Democratic candidates throwing their hat into the ring.
Well, I really don't think Iowa is a representation of today's demographic, so I'd have to say I can't disagree with their decision.
It makes sense, and also I think seeing that we're no longer really a purple state, we're far more a Republican-held state, it kind of makes sense that it would be moving to other states.
The new nominating calendar promotes South Carolina to the first in the nation spot on February 3rd, 2024, followed 3 days later by New Hampshire and Nevada, Georgia on February 13th, and Michigan on the 27th. Scott Brennan, Iowa's only representative on the DNC's Rules and Bylaws Committee, claims some of those states might not be able to follow through. Brennan says Iowa has offered to fill in if one of those dates opens up.
We remain ready to still resolve this, to make a calendar that works to get to re-elect our president.
And tonight, fencing is going up around the Capitol building ahead of President Joe Biden's State of the Union address coming up this week. Now, this will be the chief executive's first State of the Union speech since Republicans won back control of the House in November's midterm elections. That brought an end to 2 years of the Democrats controlling the federal government. Now, Biden will have to be mindful of the fact that all his proposals will now require Republican support. Back here in our state of Florida, Disney World workers are saying no to the newest proposal from the company when it comes to their salaries. The rejected contract would have given the workers at least $1 an hour raise each year for the next 5 years. Now, leadership from 6 different unions urged members to vote no to the offer, and 96% of them did. The unions say the offer is not enough due to rising rents costs and other costs throughout the Orlando area. Negotiations on a new union contract are still ongoing and have been since August. Well, this week, Florida lawmakers will meet in Tallahassee to talk about Disney. They'll be discussing whether or not to revoke a special designation Disney World has regarding land ownership. That allows the company to get more tax breaks. Fox 4 will be following that session and will bring you lawmakers' decisions throughout the week on air and online. And in Lee County tonight, Fox 4 went to see the American Legion outpost in Lehigh Acres that are honoring veterans. Photojournalist Daniel Cruz Familiar was out at the event tonight to speak with people about why they're recognizing those who served today.
Left face.
3 ships of the SG-19 convoy was moving steadily across the icy waters from Newfoundland toward the American base in Greenland.
When the Dorchester went down, his wonderful voice, raised in song and prayer to comfort those around him, could be heard until his final moments on this earth on February 3rd, 1943.
Of the 902 men aboard the USAT Dorchester, 672 died, leaving only 230 survivors. When the news reached American shores, the nation was stunned by the magnitude of the tragedy and the heroic conduct of the 4 chaplains. A one-time only posthumous special medal for heroism, never before given, never to be given again, was authorized by Congress and awarded by President Eisenhower on January 18, 1961.
Recounting their various acts remind us of our duty as Americans to serve our nation and our neighbors so that we will always be free. May God bless you and continue to bless us and show us great favor. Please rise. And salute. 2.
And let's take you over to Cape Coral as they're hosting a free Living with Wildlife seminar coming up this Wednesday, February 8th. The seminar will be held at the Rotary Park. You can pre-register online or you can call the number 239-549-4606. And how about some food distributions? Well, they're taking place, 3 of them this week with St. Matthew's House in partnership with the Harry Chapin and Midwest Food Banks. One taking place tomorrow, February 6th at Paradise Coast Sports Complex. That's there in Naples from 10 a.m. to noon. Another one's happening Tuesday at the Alliance Church and Wednesday at the Immokalee Friendship House from 10:30 to noon. We also have that full list when you head over to fox4now.com. Well, the biggest game in professional football is a week from today, and preparations are well underway. Fox 4 is taking you right to Arizona, where two teams are getting ready to face off.
A little bit that anybody can do is a help.
And people there in Fort Myers Beach are looking forward to having a cleaner island. How they pitched in to make their home more beautiful today. Andrew?
Let's take a look at your bus stop forecast. Partly sunny skies, temperatures in the 60s in the morning, getting up into the 80s by the afternoon. How long does this warm stretch stay with us, though? I'll tell you that coming up.
All right, let's talk some sports. The Brooklyn Nets are trading Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a 2029 first-round pick and 2029 second-round pick. This comes 3 days after Irving requested the trade. He didn't give a reason for that request. And touchdown, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs have landed in Phoenix, Arizona for Super Bowl preps. The teams will face off a week from today. Super Bowl kickoff is on Sunday the 12th. And guess what? It's at 6:30, and you can catch that game right here on Fox 4.
And fly, Eagles, fly.
And we know that our producer on Sundays, Molly, back there in the booth, she's a big Eagles fan, so we know who she's cheering for, and we'll see who wins.
I'm rooting for the Eagles as well.
You are?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm kind of like, may the best team win.
Well, you just want a good game.
Yeah, we all know I'm a Browns fan.
Well, that goes, but no, we'll be on right afterwards. So definitely make sure you tune in for the game, and then sooner right afterwards. But it is going to be a fun week ahead of us here in Florida, as we are looking at beautiful weather outside the next couple of days. Take a look across Caloosahatchee right now, though. We're looking at partly cloudy skies. Temperatures a bit on the mild side, sitting at 72 degrees at this hour here in Fort Myers. Looking at east winds about 8 miles an hour. Let's take a look at the next couple hours here, though, as we cool those temperatures off into the mid 60s here overnight. We do expect partly cloudy skies become a little bit more mostly clear here tonight as we cool things off, though I can't rule out a little bit of patchy fog at times as we drop down about 63 degrees or so. But again, I'm not expecting widespread fog. It's going to be kind of little patches here and there as we head in through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. So at least that's the good news. And then you get back to plenty of sunshine tomorrow as we see northeast winds 5 to 10, keeping that humidity down, though highs should be right around 81 here in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, 82 down in Naples, 80 Arcadia, Punta Gorda, and then upper 70s, Moorhaven and Clewiston out towards Lake Goes, with those northeast winds pushing off of the lake there tomorrow. But we do expect, again, still plenty of sunshine out there as we move through the day on Monday. And as we fast forward things towards your Tuesday, still looking at a lot of sunshine, but you'll notice winds are going to start to shift more out of the east on Tuesday. We will see those shifting winds over the next couple of days from the northeast tomorrow to the east on Tuesday, and then back out of the south starting as we roll into Wednesday. And that means humidity will be back on the rise starting Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And you can see that steady climb in our humidity there on the muggy meter. Also, that means, well, the return of a little bit of rain chances there as we roll in towards your Thursday and Friday. Well, this is going to be out ahead of our first frontal boundary that moves on through to the north of us. And then Friday, we look at a stronger front Friday night into Saturday, cooling off our temperatures heading into next weekend. Let me walk you through it here. So this is Thursday noontime. You can see the area of low pressure across the country there, dragging a cold front across. This is going to move to the north of us, but just be close enough to give us a little bit more of energy in the atmosphere to give us a little bit of showers around the area here in southwest Florida. And then that stronger front rolls through Friday night into Saturday, bringing us a better chance of some rain showers, which, hey, we need around here. And then, well, some cooler temperatures as high pressure builds back in. So let me walk you through it here on the 7-day forecast. Next couple of days, we see those temperatures climb up, mid-80s there by Thursday. Again, those isolated showers and storms into the afternoon hours there, but again, not a washout by any means. And then you roll into Friday, into Saturday. It's going to be basically Friday night into Saturday morning. Saturday we clear into the afternoon, but you'll notice those temperatures drop about 10 degrees or so. And then overnight lows, they drop from the 60s, well, down into the 40s as we roll into Saturday into Sunday. Those Sunday looking rather nice, mostly sunny skies, right around 71 degrees.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Well, your time is 11:28. Stay with us. More of your top stories we're following coming up after this break. Well, volunteers spent their morning on Fort Myers Beach cleaning up what Hurricane Ian left behind, both debris and sand. They tell Fox 4's Caitlin Knapp why clearing the sidewalks of that sand is not only for our community's recovery, but also for safety.
Every sweep comes with a memory.
Raise my family here.
For Linda Newton.
And any little bit that anybody can do is a help.
Which is why she and other volunteers are clearing the sidewalk of sand.
So let's try to make it safe for them to be able to walk and see their beach and see their town.
A town with a lot of work to do.
Everyone just wants to help us recover and bring the town back.
Not only were people sweeping sand off of the sidewalks, Tuna Skin was hosting another beach cleanup and collecting any debris that they could find on the side of the sidewalk or on Fort Myers Beach.
The beach is crowded. Everyone's coming to the beach. We want to try to keep it safe by cleaning up, the debris and broken glass and things like that.
With each piece of debris going into trucks and each pile of sand along the sidewalk.
This is our place. We have to take care of it.
It's one step closer to our community returning to normal.
Anytime you see a disaster like this, you feel like there's any little thing you can do, you need to try to jump in and do it.
Reporting on Fort Myers Beach, Caitlin Knapp, Fox 4.
And we know Monday's Powerball jackpot is expected to be the 5th largest ever since no one matched all 6 numbers drawn Saturday night. Monday's jackpot is an estimated $747 million. That would be about $403 million if you choose the lump sum cash option. No one has won the Powerball jackpot since November 19th. Now that jackpot is big, but not even close to the all-time record just yet. That was $2.4 billion back on November 7th. I'm sure a lot of you remember that. We're still waiting to find out who bought that lucky ticket there in California. Well, coming up here on Fox 4 News, DeSoto County law enforcement looking for more information about what led to a shooting that left one person dead at the county fair. You're watching Fox 4 News on this Sunday night. Stay with us.
Live from Southwest Florida, you're watching Fox 4 News at 11.
Thank Thank you so much for staying with us for Fox 4 News on this Sunday night. I'm Elise Chingari, and tonight we continue to follow more updates with the shooting that happened in Arcadia, as we have more footage from people who were there at the Desoto County Fair and who were also obviously caught in that chaos when those shots rang out last night. So you're looking at video from a Fox 4 viewer where you can see here, obviously people were huddled to the ground for quite some time as law enforcement responded to calls about that shooting. The Desoto County Sheriff's Office says one person was shot and killed during that incident. Now, it happened here at the Desoto County Fairgrounds around 9 p.m. Both the Arcadia Police Department and the Desoto County Sheriff's Office say it was an isolated incident, but now they have more leads in the case. So police say they're looking for 3 people who they say may have more information about that shooting there at the fairgrounds. Take a look at your screen. The Arcadia Police Department put this photo out tonight. They say they're looking for a young Hispanic female wearing a black jacket and light jeans, a male subject with a light shirt and shorts, and an adult man who may have a beard. At the moment, these people are not suspects, but police do believe they have information about that shooting. So police say, if you have any information about that shooting, if you were a witness there, they're asking you to contact the department. That number that you see right here on your screen, that number is 863-494-2222. You can also find that information on our website. They also want to point out that you can remain anonymous when you call to give any of these tips. Again, police say they believe this is an isolated incident, but out of caution, fair organizers have closed the fair today. So this is actually the second incident of gun-related violence in the past week there in Desoto County. So Fox 4 told you earlier this week that Desoto County Sheriff's deputies arrested 2 teenagers and charged them with attempted murder in connection with a drive-by shooting that left 1 victim in the hospital with serious injuries to the back and the spine. We're continuing to follow both of these developing stories, and we'll update you on air and online as well. Also developing now, a crash along Pine Island Road, and Cape Coral Police Department is asking residents to avoid the area there of Northeast and Pine Island Road. What we know right now, Cape Coral Police Department says this is a vehicle versus motorcycle crash. Traffic homicide is the unit working that crash, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a homicide, as right now the patient's condition is unknown. However, that unit only responds when it's a severe crash. CCPD says this happened around 7 o'clock tonight. 1 eastbound lane is closed. All westbound traffic lanes remain open at this time. No word yet on what exactly caused that crash. Again, police asking residents to seek an alternate route. And a Fort Myers man was arrested by the FBI in Tennessee for transporting a minor across state lines with intent to engage in sexual activity. So the FBI arrested Christopher Brewy on February 1st, according to the Missouri Police Department. So they received a report of a missing 14-year-old girl. During their investigation, they were able to access her Snapchat account. That's where they found messages between her and Brewy. He discussed picking her up and getting married to her. Police in Missouri tracked down his license plate to Tennessee. That's where police later found him in a hotel with a minor. He later admitted to engaging in intercourse with that minor. A trial date will be set later this year. And a crash happened in Hardy County on Saturday morning, leaving 1 driver dead. It happened on State Road 64. It was a 2-vehicle crash, according to the Florida Highway Patrol. FHP says the first vehicle was traveling west on State Road 64 and crossed the center line, crashing into the second vehicle that was going east. Well, the driver of the first vehicle was pronounced deceased there on scene. Officials say no others were injured during that crash. And tonight, we are trying to find out where Harriet is. That's a question people all across Southwest Florida are asking tonight. But before we do that, we are going to head over to Fox 4 meteorologist Andrew Shipley. Andrew?
Yeah, I'm continuing to track the latest on the earthquake there in Turkey, Elise. And what we know so far is this was a 7.8 magnitude earthquake. Happened about 4:17 local time, and 11 minutes after there was a 6.7 magnitude earthquake there, aftershock. But you see a number of aftershocks there in southern Turkey, right near the northern border of Syria. So according to latest reports, at least 100 people are dead from this. We'll continue to follow more updates as they come in. But locally here today in Florida, well, we've been tracking this area of low pressure system that moved offshore here, but did bring in a lot of rain to parts of Florida. Miami area seeing near record rainfall today, up to 8 inches. Now, we did have a little bit of rain towards Glades and Henry, down into Collier County there. We're talking just a couple tenths of an inch, but hey, it's needed rain this dry season. But in terms of today, though, other than that, we saw temperatures climb up into the lower 80s, and we're still looking at mild temperatures out there, low 70s in Fort Myers and Naples at this time. But we do expect looking at the mid 60s here tonight, but another warm, sunny day on the way for us tomorrow. I'll break it down coming up.
Well, again, where is Harriet? That's the question that people all across Southwest Florida are asking tonight. We're being told that she left the nest on Thursday, and it was all caught on the official Southwest Florida Eagle Cam. She hasn't been seen since. The Eagle Cam moderator team came out with a statement today. They say they hope many of you here in Southwest Florida are trying to keep an eye out for Harriet. They say if you see or find any injured wildlife, to please contact the Clinic for Rehabilitation of Wildlife, or you could call FWC immediately. You're looking live at that Eagle Cam tonight. So we're being told M15 has been protecting his young and has managed to bring food to the nest, but this is something that he's not really used to. So he's used to having his own time away from the nest, and it's amazing how quickly things have changed with his behavior. We're also being told at this age it's very difficult for one eagle to raise the young alone. Again, the camera moderating team says they know emotions are high and the outcome of our beloved eagle family is uncertain. They want you to be assured that they want the best outcome for the Eagle family, but they say that you need to remember the final outcome as to what will be done rests with the proper authorities. Of course, we here at Fox 4 are continuing to follow this on air and online at fox4now.com.
A bridge was built in a matter of days. Post office, 4 months. We need it out here, and we need it now.
We continue to track. The Sanibel mayor and city leaders have been working hard to get a post office back on the island. And all of that hard work, well, it's paying off. As starting tomorrow, they will no longer have to drive all the way to Fort Myers to pick up their mail. Fox 4's Brianna Brownlee went to the island today to see how residents feel about that mail pickup and that it's happening now closer to home.
Another step forward of progress for residents here on Sanibel Island as a temporary post office is set to open. And when speaking with residents, they tell me they are happy they no longer have to make that drive to Fort Myers. Julie Griezak is the general manager of the Timbers restaurant in the Sanibel Grill, and like many on the island,
driving all the way out to nearly the airport just to get your mail.
She would have to make that long haul all the way to Fort Myers just to pick up her mail.
Especially for us that live further in the island, just even, going over the bridge can take, 30 to 40 minutes depending on traffic. And then once you get in town, that's a whole another set of traffic that you would have to battle through.
Luckily for Julie, that 30 to 40 minute drive will now be reduced, with the Sanibel temporary post office opening right across the street from her business, right here on Tarpon Bay Road.
It's going to be great, and including dropping off mail, because that was another thing. You just had a letter or something you had to drop off. You had to wait till you headed in town.
And using that as comfort, she says this small step of progress is a big win.
Because it's been months and months. We've all worked so hard and worked together to, build our island. And yes, there's a lot more to come, but baby steps.
Remember, the temporary post office is set to open this Monday. If you need a recap, I'll have all that information for you right now on fox4now.com. From Sanibel, Brianna Brownlee, Fox 4.
Thank you so much, Bree. Now over to Lee County tonight. Fox 4 went to see how the American Legion Outpost in Lehigh Acres is honoring our veterans. Photojournalist Daniel Cruz Familia was out at the event tonight to speak with people about why they're recognizing those who served.
Left face.
3 ships of the SG-19 convoy was moving steadily across the icy waters from Newfoundland toward the American base in Greenland.
When the Dorchester went down, his wonderful voice, raised in song and prayer to comfort those around him, could be heard until his final moments on this earth on February 3rd, 1943.
Of the 902 men aboard the USAT Dorchester, 672 died, leaving only 230 survivors. When the news reached American shores, the nation was stunned by the magnitude of the tragedy and the heroic conduct of the 4 chaplains. A one-time only posthumous special medal for heroism never before given, never to be given again, was authorized by Congress and awarded by President Eisenhower on January 18, 1961.
Recounting their various acts remind us of our duty as Americans to serve our nation and our neighbors so that we will always be free. May God bless you and continue to bless us and show us great favor. Please rise. And salute. 2.
Thank you, Daniel, for that story tonight. Well, the city of Cape Coral is hosting a free Living with Wildlife seminar. That's coming up this Wednesday, February 8th. It's happening at 1 o'clock. The seminar will be held at the Rotary Park. You can pre-register online or you can call one of the phone numbers. We have the information on our website, fox4now.com. Plus, back to more signs of progress as the Sanibel school is set to reopen this week. The K through 8th grade school has been closed since, of course, Hurricane Ian, but this Wednesday will welcome students back to class. Andrew?
Let's take a look at your marine forecast. Seas 1 feet or less. Light chop, those inland waterways. Gulf temperatures 72. Beautiful day out in the water tomorrow. Beautiful week ahead. I'll break it down coming up.
Live from Southwest Florida, you're watching Fox 4 News at 11.
Well, volunteers spent their morning on Fort Myers Beach cleaning up what Hurricane Ian left behind. That's both debris and sand. They tell Fox 4's Caitlin Knapp why clearing those sidewalks of that sand is not only for our community's recovery, but also for safety.
Every sweep comes with a memory.
Raised my family here.
For Linda Newton.
And any little bit that anybody can do is a help.
Which is why she and other volunteers are clearing the sidewalk of sand.
So let's try to make it safe for them to be able to walk and see their beach and see their town.
A town with a lot of work to do.
Everyone just wants to help us recover and bring the town back.
Not only were people sweeping sand off of the sidewalks, Tuna Skin was hosting another beach cleanup and collecting any debris that they could find on the side of the sidewalk or on Fort Myers Beach.
The beach is crowded. Everyone's coming to the beach. We want to try to keep it safe by cleaning up, the debris and broken glass and things like that.
With each piece of debris going into trucks and each pile of sand along the sidewalk.
This is our place. We have to take care of it.
It's one step closer to our community returning to normal.
Anytime you see a disaster like this, you feel like there's any little thing you can do, you need to try to jump in and do it.
Reporting on Fort Myers Beach, Caitlin Knapp, Fox 4.
Caitlin, thank you. So Tisha Bain with Keep Lee County Beautiful followed up with us after that event today, saying they believe the group of volunteers collected 6,400 pounds of trash and debris. That's pretty impressive. And she says volunteers have cleaned up 18,000 pounds of trash across Lee County since January 1st. So obviously they're keeping a close eye on that and tracking all of that. But a lot of the progress, that we're seeing here in Southwest Florida since Hurricane Ian.
Yeah, and you've been down there and you've been covering a lot of the Fort Myers Beach cleanup and the progress they've been making.
Right. There's still a lot of work to be done, but it looks, every day, it starts looking different. So.
Yeah, well, if anyone would know, it's you. I continue to follow your reports on that. But we are looking at a nice night, warm night for us. We're looking at a warm week ahead, really. Take a look across the Caloosahatchee as continue to see the skies clear here tonight. Looking at 72 degrees at this hour. So, yeah, this is mild night. East winds at 8 miles an hour. Take a look at the next couple hours as we see those temperatures cool into about the mid 60s or so. Lower 60s probably is about the bottom out mark for us. We are expecting a little tiny bit of patchy fog out there as we headed towards the morning hours. I'm not expecting anything totally widespread, but I can't rule out some little trouble spots here and there as we roll into the morning hours. Otherwise, we are looking at a mix of clouds and sunshine in the morning, becoming, well, mostly sunny into the afternoon. 81 degrees here in Fort Myers, 80 LaBelle. How about 79 Arcadia, 82 down in Naples, 83 Everglades City. Let me walk you through the day here. Again, a mix of clouds, sunshine there in the morning, back to mostly sunny skies into the afternoon hours. It should be a nice day. Northeast winds keeping that humidity in check. And then we roll in towards your Tuesday. Very same story. I look at clear skies there in the morning hours, continue in the afternoon, but you'll notice east winds. So we do expect winds shifting from the northeast tomorrow to the east on Tuesday, and then back out of the south as we roll in towards your Wednesday and on towards the end of the week here. And that means the return of our humidity as we roll in towards your Wednesday. There you see that rising humidity into the comfy range, ultimately peaking out into the tolerable range on Friday. But you notice a little end there. It starts to dive back down. Well, we are looking at a cold front moving in later in the week. I'll show you that in just a second. But we are expecting, with increasing humidity, bringing back some rain chances, 20% pops there on your Thursday. Now, Friday is going to be a little bit interesting. Right now, we got 20% chance of rain. That's going to be during the day on Friday. I think Friday night into Saturday, depending on how the development of a frontal system goes, we could see additional rain showers. Let me show you what's going on here. This is the European forecast models. We roll in towards your Thursday. You do see that chance for some scattered showers here in Southwest Florida. So again, a little bit more humidity in the atmosphere with that system close by. That gives you that extra lift in the atmosphere. But that front lifts off to the north of us, not expecting too much of a change. It's that next system that rolls through on Friday night into Saturday that brings us the better chance of some precipitation. That rolls on in towards your Saturday. And you see those rain chances could be more widespread. So watching the potential there for a little bit heavier rain showers as we get in towards your Saturday. We all need it. It's a dry season. We'll take what we can get, obviously, as it moves through. But the other big story with this, cooler temperatures. They're going to be moving in as we get in towards next weekend. So not going to see that until Friday night into Saturday. But in the meantime, warming temperatures, 85 degrees there on Thursday. Cools off a little bit Friday, 83. But take a look at next weekend. 72 Saturday, getting down to 47 tonight, and then 71 on Sunday as we roll into another cooler weekend ahead.
So here's what you missed in your community if you didn't see all of our reporting across Southwest Florida today. Tonight, we know one person was shot and killed at the Desoto County Fair on Saturday. And right now, the Arcadia Police Department is asking for your help in identifying 3 people. So this is in regards to that shooting that occurred last night at the fair. The police are looking for the person who initially recorded a video of the incident. Police are also looking for a young Hispanic female wearing a black jacket and light jeans. The other subject is an adult male standing in the back who appears to have a beard. The final subject is an adult male wearing a light shirt and shorts. Police believe these people may have information about the incident. Anyone with information is being asked to contact the Arcadia Police Department. And people on Sanibel have been without mail for months because of Hurricane Ian, but starting tomorrow, they'll be able to visit the temporary post office to finally get